How's the arm? How's rehab?
The arm is doing great. The arm's doing really good. Rehab is going okay. It's a little complicated with the Ultimate Fighter filming, but things are going good.
Talk about that. I've asked a lot of people over the years, what was the benefit or what they enjoy about being a coach on Tough, and what was the drawback. I mean, so far, how's it going?
It's going great. Some of the things that I enjoy about being a coach is really having an opportunity to focus on other people and not just focusing on my own career. So that's really good, giving back to others. Just the relationships. I've met some pretty solid characters. I think martial artists are a pretty interesting breed of people, and any opportunity you get to meet other fighters and develop a good rapport, a good relationship is always valuable. So I appreciate that.
How about the cameras following you?
The cameras, they're constant. There's cameras in the shower and over the toilet, in the locker room. So I wear a microphone literally all day. So it's different. You got to be careful what you say because someone's always listening. But it's fun.
Dana has announced that the winner of the Shogun and Gustafsson fight tonight will face either you or Chael Sonnen. Do you have a preference on who you would face? A rematch with Shogun?
No, definitely not. I definitely don't have a preference. I find value in fighting both guys. Obviously, I'm not looking past Chael Sonnen. He's a great contender. But Shogun, there's a lot of people who thought Shogun wasn't at his best when he competed against me the first time. So I would be honored to give Shogun another chance to compete at his best. Gustafsson, I think I'm starting to fight for critics too. I fight for critics and I fight because I have my own personal goals. But there's a lot of critics that say that my height and reach advantage is the only reason why I've gotten to the point where I'm at. And fighting Gustafsson would really nullify those critics. So I'm up for the challenge either way, either guy. I'll come with my best and try to compete at the highest level.
Very good. How much actual coaching do you do on the show? Do you leave that to hello? Do you leave that to? Because a lot of times I wonder, with somebody like you, you're obviously really naturally gifted at what you do, and I wonder, does that make it difficult to teach that to other people?
Yeah, I definitely can't say I'm naturally gifted. I put a lot of hard work in, but there's been some struggles in coaching. I've shown some techniques, and I've heard comments like, "Well, we can't do those moves, or only Jones can do those moves," and I think it's kind of, I think it's bullcrap. Anybody.
You think the spinning back elbows in everybody's game?
Yeah, I think anyone can do it if they apply themselves to the technique and really take it seriously and harness it and make it their own. But I've also allowed myself to listen better, take in knowledge, hear out the athletes, treat them all like individuals, and allow my coaches to be coaches. I have I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about who I have as coaches, but I have some guys who are coaching who are strictly coaches. And they take a lot of pressure off me as an athlete. But the biggest thing I do is share sports psychology tips that has helped me out over the years. I think that's the biggest thing I bring to the table is preaching mental toughness and things like that.
Based on some of the pictures and stuff we see, it seems like you and Chael are getting on okay.
Yeah, me and Chael, we our relationship will surprise a lot of people, I think. But that's for people to watch and see for themselves when they check out the season.
What's it like spending so much time with them?
It's different spending time with Chael. I'm a guy who's big on humanizing my opponents, researching my opponents, and finding out as much knowledge as I can about them. And being around them every day definitely helps me with that, with the humanizing part. His record kind of helps me with the humanizing part too. Ooh, little punch, boom, boom, boom. Let's get it started. But it's cool. Chael actually isn't as bad as the guys I thought he was.
That's good.
Yeah.
That video that came out on the web when you and Dana were answering questions on over the internet, the fan questions. And then Chael came in and sat beside you. Mm-hmm. Did that throw you off? He was like, you guys were actually hitting around with each other?
Yeah, it didn't throw me off at all. We see each other every day. Every single day we walk past each other and have a conversation about the fights or something. So without giving away too much about the show, you know, me and Chael's relationship will surprise a lot of people. But this show's really not about me and Chael. It's about these fighters, and there is a lot of finishes this season, and it's just going to be a really exciting season. I've heard Dana quoted like 4 times now that this is by far the best season that he's ever been involved with, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Jon, one of the hot topics right now, of course, is super fights, GSP and Anderson Silva, and your name's being thrown out there too. Do you, you've got a lot on your plate right now, but do you have a desire to compete in a super fight?
I think super fights are important for the sport. They're important for legacies, and a desire to compete in one isn't really. I really don't have this big desire to compete against anyone in particular. Right now I have a good recipe and of success, and they say if it's not broke, don't fix it. So unless someone comes and challenges me or whatnot, I'm fine going on about my merry way and competing against these light heavyweights.
Would you compete against Anderson Silva?
Everything's a possibility. I really can't count too much out. I do believe that we're put on this earth to think big and dream big and not limit ourselves. And fighting Anderson would be, a definite testament of my faith and my warrior spirit and things like that. So who knows what will happen in the future. Like I said, I'm happy competing in my weight class and doing what I'm doing. But at the same time, we're on this earth to dream big, so who knows what will happen. Sounds like we're breaking, huh? Me and Anderson, huh? Sounds like the story's twisted. I'm up for whatever, man.
Do you get annoyed? You mentioned the thing with Alexander Gustafsson, and people were like, you're tall and lanky, he's tall and lanky, kind of the same thing. Do you get annoyed when people think that that's all there is to it?
I don't get annoyed, and that's why I'm embracing the fight with Gustafsson so much, is to really, educate the fans and show them that, a frame doesn't make you the person that you are. It's about what you do, the decisions you make, and the way you play the game. So that's what I'm excited to try to show when I fight against Gustafsson.
Do you think that fight's going to happen eventually?
I think, a lot of fights are inevitable. I'm 25 years old. I'm not going anywhere. So, a lot of fights are just going to happen. So, I'm here to compete against them all, do my best.
Could I ask you one more thing? Inside MMA, our end of the year, do you mind just giving a shout out to the fans?
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, happy holidays, whatever
Inside
you want
MMA?
to do. Yep.